This was one of the targets. This is a smooth fronted caiman. This is the first time we're seeing one of these. What a cool snake. So this is our last day here. We're gonna head down this mountain and we're gonna go to the next place. It's called Celiba. I think we're gonna change that from 2 nights to 1 so that we can go to Maritaka for 2 nights, just because of what we found so far. Last night was slower. We had 4 snakes, common snakes, not common to me, but common snakes for down here. Doesn't matter. It's always fun, you know, to see these snakes. So let's see what else we can find at the next spot, and I will check in when we get there and show you the accommodations. So we're on our way to the second spot, and we just saw this big dead boa. Just looks pretty freshly hit. Check it out. Yeah, he looks like he's been moved right on. Damn. Look at the size. That's a fat one. All right, so I just asked Matt, because this is like the 3rd time I've seen birds just kind of sitting around in cages. So in these towns, they have bird singing competitions on Sunday, and people like bet on it, and the winners make money. There's just like a little finch in here, right? So they take these birds everywhere so they get used to singing in all situations, and then they have a better shot at winning in these bird singing competitions on Sunday. That's such a interesting cultural thing that I never thought existed. All right, so this is where you piss with 1 S, right here. We just road cruised a dwarf caiman. I have my good sneakers on. I gotta change. So we have one of the dwarf caimans here. This is a smooth fronted caiman. But the really cool thing about this guy is, compared to the spectacled in the other part of the video, is these osteoderms. I don't know if you can get close. They're like spikes. They're like thorns that you'd fall into on a tree here in the jungle. And this guy, he really surprised me thrashing when I put him down to kind of switch arms. Very strong compared to the other one. And I could definitely see a larger one maybe doing a little damage to you without the mouth. So we're gonna let this guy go.
Probably off the road.
Yeah,
otherwise
because he was in this, if you want to show the puddle. Like, we were just driving and he was just hanging out in this puddle, and right here's our vehicle on our way into this next place. So I don't know how to do this. Should we?
I think there's a pretty big swamp coming up on the right side, so maybe we hold on to him for a bit, and then we can release him there.
All right, that works. Okay, so we found something a little bit more suitable, and there's some water all back in here. We're just gonna kind of let him go out of harm's way, and he's trying to turn to get me, so there he goes. He's not gonna run, but he'll hang out there. Okay, so we hike for snakes in there, and we can look around camp. This is my tent. Got a nice little seating area, and this is where I'm staying. And this is actually a pretty nice pool that I won't use because I'll be looking for wildlife. All right, we're on the board right away. Matt spotted this slender tree boa. It's not the Halloween phase we got the other night, but so cool. And chest height. Not even stomach height.
Yeah.
Not to take him for granted or anything, but we got a Halloween version of this last night. And sorry, buddy, but you're just a tiny bit drab after the one last night. Okay, so I didn't even get to ask since we found that Amazon tree boa. So let's pretend that didn't happen. What's the first snake of the night going to be? Second snake of the night, since we got that one.
Sleeping Mastigodris bodarti. Bodart's tropical racer.
Okay, you can hardly see me, but I'm going to go with the green vine snake. It's a tall order, but why not? Got a Brazilian wandering spider right here. Has killed people. Not to sensationalize it, but just to talk about the potential danger of it. I'm going to leave him be and keep on walking, and I don't have to worry about anything. So this is a great spot to look for aquatic coral snakes, caimans, possibly anaconda. We're gonna check the edges and all the logs. So I missed the catch, but I'm not sure who caught who.
Yeah.
Look at that. So that's a Helicops angulatus?
Angulatus, yeah. It's a nice size.
So this is the first time we're seeing one of these, so let's take a quick look at him. So he definitely didn't get me as good as he got Matt. But this is like their version of a water snake. Same kind of temperament, but what's really cool here, see how the eyes are on top of the head? Isn't that cool? Let's see what he looks like underneath. Not like our northerns, but it's got similar banding. They do some of the same things. I love the heads though. Okay, so I didn't think he got me that well, but they have a bit of anticoagulant, and I forgot that they do have like a precursor for venom, and my wrist is pretty itchy right now. And he hardly got me, like hardly. Like this is pretty impressive. Oh, where are you going? All right, so I'm just gonna show you how I deal with snakes that are bitey and stuff like that. So now a racer is different. A racer would be striking at me. But one of the things I do is, you gotta remember, if you get them down, and this is gonna look a lot rougher than it is. He's not putting up a fight, but you wanna just, you know, I got his head. I'm hardly even, all I'm doing is controlling it so he can't bite my palm. So if this was like a crazy snake, which I think he's already kind of worn itself out, it just, and then, you know, and again, I hardly have him. This looks like, you know, all I'm doing is controlling the head. That's something you don't do. That's a good shot at the eyes, how they're on top of the head. It's actually kind of cute. All right, we're gonna go take him back to the water and get some pictures. All right, so we just have ourselves a little bit of a situation here. He bit me as I was putting him down and like gashed my finger. Look at that. Dude, what?
That's crazy.
That's the worst snake bite I've ever had. That's actually a very deep gash on my knuckle. That's why I got blood everywhere. Like if I bend it, it'll open and just start dripping blood. I pulled with the teeth in me and it sliced me like a freaking razor blade.
Seen a slender this big for not for a long time.
Look at the size of the slender. I had a really hard time seeing it. To be quite honest, I think I might still be like coming down from the snake bite. Let's see if Matt can donate some blood now. You got it. There's no bite so far. Okay, so I'd like to take credit for this, but Matt climbed a tree over there to get this guy out. And what a relaxed snake. Like, these guys are usually biters, right?
Yeah, they are.
And he has not bit once. Maybe he does stink though. Maybe I donated too much with that Helicops, but like, what a cool snake. He's not as vibrant as some of them, but look at that pattern. Like, that pattern is awesome. And then he got some nasty ticks on his neck. That makes me want to vomit more than all the blood I just lost. But what a cool snake. All right, so we're going to remove some ticks from this Amazon tree boa. Do him a little favor. Gross. So check this out.
Very little blood.
That's how much he's squeezing his hand. Look at that. Oh, you can see the, wow.
All right, buddy.
We'll get him off. All right, I'm gonna let Matt put him back where he got him. I'm kind of nursing his finger, not to harp on it or anything, but it's just so wrapped up. It's like, it might as well be in a splint. So the forest was slow, but we're back at camp. We're gonna look around. There's a spectacle came in out in the water. It's low tide here. As found. Look at the bottom of him. Is that pretty or what? Last night was an altered night because of the finger situation, but Matt took care of me, and he's half my age and he took care of me. It was funny, but he did a great job. Found a few snakes. He went out after me. Maybe he found something, maybe not, but I'm going to go shower because I need one. And we got about a 5-hour drive today to our next location, where we will go for target number 3, Anaconda. So we're driving this road into Maritaka, and if you look, there's scarlet ibis out here. Lifer. Very cool. So this is our house for the next 2 nights. Anaconda habitat. Our neighbors, at least they're quiet. Oh, this is nice.
Yeah, right?
TV, what is that? Haven't seen a TV in a while. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, we got a yard amoeba. For years, I had hoped to see a snail kite in Florida and never really put much effort into it. And down here, there's just a snail kite hanging out on a wire right next to the store. And I've probably seen about 30 of them today. All right, so we are going to take a boat out and look for anacondas. So we're in the land of the Green Anaconda, the largest, I mean, depending on what your version of large is, the heaviest snake in the world, potentially. Also could get harpy eagle here, maybe, or we'll see. There's a sloth all the way up here. If you haven't yet, go to fascinature.live and sign up with your email address for my newsletter. You'll get updates on new videos, blog posts, projects that I'm working on, conservation stories, all delivered to your email. You can unsubscribe at any time. Please consider signing up, fascinature.live. We've been on the river for about a half hour. I have a really good feeling we're gonna get one. I just feel it. It's hot as balls, and that's what they like. And time will tell, but I think we're gonna get one. All right, we're at our first patch of this grass that kind of makes a mat that's thick enough to support the weight, and then they just bask out here. Okay, so the way they look for anacondas is grass they'll lay on the mats. I'm just gonna take a look at it. Plus, I just want an excuse to say that I swim in the Maritaka River. Is that right? So let's jump in. Oh, it feels good. I don't know if you can see it from where I'm at, but it lays flat here, so maybe this was an anaconda slide at some point. And you can see how it's actually supporting my weight, and I'm standing on it. So this is really great habitat. Really heavy, the heaviest snake in the world to lay on and just bask during the day.
Yeah, man, big one. Holy shit.
Oh, look at the freaking...
Yo, my God. Okay.
All right.
Let's go back.
Okay, here's the scene. Look at this giant anaconda right here. Matt spotted it. Like, we're in the middle of the river, and we're trying to figure out what to do about this. We did it, though. We did it. My heart.
Same.
Okay, so we are back. That was our last time on the river. We might go birding tomorrow, but it won't be for anacondas. If you're wondering why I don't have that much anaconda footage, it was a question of ethics. Not that we weren't willing to handle the animal, but I'll get into it. We're gonna try and find one tonight. If I don't find one tonight, I'll get a little bit into it and describe what the situation was later. But I promise you we did the right thing as hard as it was, so. And Matt's hooking it up with the chickpea wraps. Oh, nice. All right, so me and Matt are up here. He hired a driver so that we can check both sides and find ourselves something good. Yes.
Well, that's one of the targets.
All right, man. So this is what, Epicrates maurus?
Maurus, yeah.
Brown rainbow snake. This is a newborn. Look at the size of that. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man, nice. you were out of that truck and
I wasn't sure how quick it was moving. Okay, so our first snake of the night is Epicrates maurus. It's the brown rainbow snake, different than the rainbow that you've seen me find in Peru and Ecuador. It's not as brilliant in coloration, but that's okay, dude. Look at all the patterning here. Look at the top. It definitely resembles a rainbow. It's got those stripes on the head. He's just as bitey, even as a little guy, as the rainbows I'm used to, but what a cool snake. And he was on this busy road working between canals, and he was probably gonna be snake jerky if we didn't move him. So we're gonna get him to a safer spot. I wanted to take a quick moment to tell you about my new book that's coming out May 6th, Hognose Snakes. Again, it's just like the frog book, made for 4 to 10-year-olds looking to foster that interest in maligned creatures of the world, our beloved snakes. Not everybody loves them. You can get it for pre-order at Amazon.com right now or Barnes & Noble. And of course, you know this one. Too bad. We got a fer-de-lance that was just hit, little baby. Nice. That's a big maurus. All right, chill, buddy.
That's a beautiful one too.
Dude, I'm gonna have to get pictures of this.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so we had this brown rainbow snake facing the camera, but then he's onto me and he's not happy. Like, he keeps striking at me, and I'd like to show you his face. It's Epicrates maurus. It's a large individual. I really don't want to get bit. I've had enough blood already. Buddy, can you turn? This was one of the targets we came to get here, and we've got 2 tonight. A baby, and this one, is this an adult, sub-adult?
Yeah, this is an adult size.
Adult size. And even though that head looks small, the teeth are long on these guys. And now you can see he's done trying to strike at me for now. He figured that line of defense was not working. Now he's just going to try and get away. So we're going to let him go. He's actually turned out to be a pretty good sport right here. Brown rainbow boa. Cool. And he will disappear into the night. Beautiful snake. Another big snake. Beautiful. Oh my God. Green Anaconda.